Estelle, are you in there?
Joshua?
Dinner's ready. Just to let you know, we'll be having roasted basil chicken and onion soup gratin.
That sounds so good. I'll come down later, so why don't you two go on ahead and eat?
Alright. Well, make sure to come down before your food gets cold.
The Wheel of Fortune card again. Something really is going on. I just can't see what it is. Where is Estelle?
She said to go ahead and eat without her. She doesn't seem to have an appetite.
I see. She took the news a lot better than I thought she would.
It's not surprising that she doesn't want to come out of her room, seeing as how close she is with her father.
I agree.
So, what do you think about all of this, Shara? Is it an accident or an incident?
To be honest, I couldn't say either way. Your dad is a top-class bracer. When it comes to crisis management, he's the best there is. Whatever it is, if your father happens to be there, it'll be resolved. But the fact is, an airliner, along with your father, has gone missing.
In other words, what you're trying to say is that things that shouldn't have happened, right?
Don't lose heart on me now. You need to be a stout wall of support and bear Estelle up. I'll get to work tomorrow and see what I can find out.
Man, it sure smells so good down here. I can't stand it any longer.
What?
Estelle, are you okay?
I'm so hungry, I thought I was gonna pass out. Oh, this looks so good. Bon appetit! Aren't you two having any? This is great. The basil flavor really comes out when you roast it. You sure know how to cook, Joshua.
Well, thanks.
Come on, Shara. Don't you just sit there, too. Do you want to drink some of my dad's brandy from his secret stash? I'm pretty sure there's a bottle of Steinrose that's about 20 years old in there.
Did you say Steinrose? And 20 years old, too?
Shara, what do you think you're doing?
Sorry, Estelle, I'm going to have to pass this time. By the way, what were you doing up in your room? You didn't come down even after Joshua called you for supper.
Alright, I was just looking for some extra underwear. I'm having a bit of trouble finding one of my favorites because it was stuffed in the back of one of the drawers.
Underwear?
Oh, and a set of gear for traveling. I mean, who knows how long we'll be gone, so I figure as long as we're prepared, we'll have nothing to worry about.
So what you're saying is, you intend to find the bows to find your father?
Well, duh, that's a no-brainer. And while I can't imagine anything bad happened to him despite this horrible luck, waiting around just doesn't suit me, so I'm gonna go check things out for myself.
You really are something else. Whether it's your positive attitude or thick skin, I can't say, but...
What? You're so rude, Joshua. But you are coming along too, right?
Of course. However, it looks like all airliner flights have been cancelled until the Army finishes their search. It seems like the only way to Bose is on foot.
Walk to Bose, huh? I wonder how long that's gonna take.
For a bracer on foot, if they hurry, they can make it there in about half a day. But if that's the route you're taking, that makes things easy. I think I'll tag along as well.
Really? You'll come with us? But aren't you busy with a bunch of other jobs?
Hey, I trained under your father, right? Did you honestly think I'd just sit here when something could have happened to the person I owe so much to? I'm going to talk to Aina and have her pass my jobs on the guild to another member.
Shara.
We really appreciate this, Shara.
You really shouldn't be thanking me. I just can't leave a job as big as this up to a bunch of newbies.
I hate to see it, but you're probably right. Oh well, since Shara's along for the ride now, I do feel a bit more confident.
We appreciate you coming with us.
Myself as well. Anyway, let's make sure to drop by the guild tomorrow morning before we leave. I'll need to explain the situation to Aina.
And... Chapter 1, Disappearance of Linda.
I understand the situation now. To be frank though, with Sherazard taking off after Cassius, I'm going to be really short-handed. But since this involves him directly, please don't worry about anything. I really appreciate this, Aina. Make good use of Rij while we're gone. He should be able to deal with at least 3 times his normal workload.
Don't you think that's a bit harsh?
Don't worry. If things get too hectic, I'll ask for help from the Gransel branch. By the way, Sherazard, can I get a minute? I'd like to talk with you about the job you were going to do. Sure, no problem. Estelle, Joshua, could I have you to wait upstairs? I'll be done in a minute.
Understood.
Shara, if we're gonna be waiting, would you mind if we did it out in front of the clock tower? I'd like to say hi to someone.
Huh?
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, then let's meet up in front of the clock tower. As soon as I'm done here, I'll head over there myself.
Got it. Come on, Joshua.
Sure. Septian Calendar, 1075. Erected in partnership with the liberal royal family, Septian Church in Roland City. Septian Calendar, 1192. Destroyed during the 100 Days' War when Roland was bombarded by the Erebonian Imperial Army. Septian Calendar, 1197. Rebuilt with the cooperation of the citizens of Roland. Every time I see this clock tower, I always think, they sure did a superb job restoring it after the war. You can sure feel the spirit of Roland's people from this. Estelle.
Joshua, what do you think about going up with me and waiting until Shara shows up?
You mean the clock tower? Sure, I don't mind.
Okay, come on. The morning air is so refreshing. Hey, look, Joshua, we can see the house from here.
You're right, I can see the roof. But do you want to tell me what's going on, since you've always avoided coming up here? I was under the impression that you didn't like this place.
I like this place, but I just can't casually come up here. Because this is the place where my mom died.
What?
"10 years ago during the war, when the Imperial Army surrounded Roland, they bombarded the symbol of the city, the clock tower, to try to get citizens to surrender. That was at the time Dad was fighting in the Royal Army. I wanted to see who he was fighting up against, so I climbed the clock tower. And when the bombardment started, I couldn't get away. When I came to, I hardly had a scratch on me. My mother had saved me. I was wrapped tightly in her arms, shielded from the rubble. And as I cried, she sang my favorite lullaby. But when they finally dug us free, after the war ended and this place had been rebuilt, I avoided coming here for the most part. It's not because I have painful memories of this place, though. It's just, when I come here, a part of me wants to draw so much on her strength. Plus, I've felt that I can't be strong like her if I'm always trying to rely on her.
Estelle.
But today's okay, right? Relying on her just this once. Asking her to bring Dad safe home. Asking her to protect him.
Of course it is. And don't worry, Dad's safe for sure. Your mother's protecting him, so there's no doubt in my mind that he's safe. And if he happens to be in a bit of trouble, then you can come to his rescue. Just like your mother did for you. You could do the same for your dad. And don't forget, I'm here to help you too.
Joshua.
I know I can't completely understand everything you've been through, but I can stay here by your side, as I am now. And if you need a shoulder to cry on, you've always got mine. So... Huh?
Joshua, you're trying too hard. You shouldn't say things like that so lightly.
What do you mean?
If I were any other girl, I would have totally misinterpreted your intentions just now. You are seriously the type who's gonna have a problem with romantic relationships in the future. I'm already starting to get worried.
Well, excuse me for trying to be nice. Why do you have to be like that when someone is genuinely worried about you?
Thanks for cheering me up, Joshua. I feel a lot better now.
I guess as long as I get some kind of thanks, it's worth looking like a complete fool. But you're unbelievable. I just can't believe what?
Don't be so mad. I'm really thankful, believe it or not. So how about we get down from here, huh? I'm sure Shara's waiting for us.
You're probably right. Look how they jump on the ladder.
Mom, I finally realized why I wanted to become a bracer. It's so I could become strong and protect others just like you. So please watch and see. I won't fail to bring Dad home safe again.
Aw, the two of you had such a cute scene going on up there. Why, my cheeks even feel a bit hot just thinking about it.
What's that supposed to mean? You were spying on us?
Give me some credit, will you? I just happened to see you when I looked up to check the time. I wish I had an orbital camera to get a shot of that view.
Come on.
What are you trying to say, Shara? That's called family bonding, plain and simple. It's kind of like your habit of hugging everyone after your third bottle of wine.
Let's not get into that.
What's with the sigh?
You really don't know how to take a joke, do you? Well, whatever. Did you say hi to Lena while you were up there?
Yeah, I even asked her to watch over Dad.
I see. Then it looks like you're all set. You know, Lena's protection is equal to that of the goddess herself. Your dad's safety is pretty much guaranteed.
I think you might be giving her a bit too much credit.
Now that you mention it, you met Estelle's mother before, right, Shara?
Yeah, when I was a child. I was still in a troupe at the time.
A troop.
Yeah, a troupe in a traveling circus. Shara was a dancer. Although it was a long time ago when we first met when she came to Roland with the circus.
12 years ago to be exact. I was 11 and Estelle was 4. And because of that chance encounter, when I became a bracer, I trained under her father.
I didn't know that.
Maybe I'll tell you about it sometime when I get a chance. Are you about ready to head out for Bose? With airliner flights cancelled, we'll have to make our way to Bose the old-fashioned way, by foot. First, we'll need to make our way to the vertebrate checkpoint, which sits on the border of the Bose region.
The vertebrate checkpoint is located at the west end of the Milchbane Road.
It looks like we're all set, so let's go.
And we'll call it there for today.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.